I have a question. I know right now Arsenal are in talks and are exploring the transfer of Vinicius Jr. to England and to Arsenal, to not London to be specific. However, Arsenal are also in the race for Bruno Guimarães from Newcastle. But the question today I'm asking is which one is more important? Getting Vinicius Jr. or getting Bruno Guimarães? Not Bruno Fernandes, you can't touch that. Bruno Guimarães. That is the question, because I have an opinion in this particular one, and I'm going to give you my opinion in this video here. But I want you guys to let me know in the comments which one is the most important signing for you moving forward in this season and in the Champions League. Let me know in the comments. For me personally, I think Bruno Guimarães is absolutely the most important. Based on what he brings, I understand we will start with what Vinicius Jr. can bring to Arsenal. His ability to just be a game changer. We absolutely understand what Vinicius Jr. can do. His ability to break a low block. His ability to take on 1v1, to score, to assist, to increase the floor and take out the ceiling. We understand what he is. We do, however, also understand what Bruno Guimarães will mean for Arsenal. For Vinicius Jr., he's definitely replacing Lisandro Trossard. And he's definitely an upgrade in that particular situation, because Martinelli, he doesn't have the ability to break 1v1. He loves the spacing behind. And a lot of players a lot of teams are going to sit back in a low block are playing against Arsenal. Vinicius Jr. has the ability to break down a low block. He has the ability to take a man, two people, in the 18-yard box and defeat them and still be able to be with the ball to make the right pass. However, for Bruno Guimarães, it's totally different. Bruno Guimarães, what he brings to Arsenal is the intangibles. He's a captain, he's a leader, and most especially, he is somebody that would allow Declan Rice play at least or just 45 to 50 games in the season. He would allow Declan Rice be picked in very few games or fewer games than what he played last season. Declan Rice, the minutes that he played last season made him a zombie in the World Cup. We could see Declan Rice going through injury. We could see Declan Rice going through the reserves of his gas. We could see Arsenal's talisman, the best player that Arsenal have, the most important player that Arsenal have, absolutely go through the works. And Bruno Guimarães gives him a rest. Bruno Guimarães coming in would allow Mikel Arteta give Declan Rice 2 months off without any fear. That is what he can do for Arsenal. And not just that, the drop-off between Declan Rice and Bruno Guimarães is not tangible. It's not a big gap in based on what they can do. Because Bruno Guimarães was arguably the best player in Brazil in this World Cup. He was arguably the best player. He can score set pieces. His ability to put the ball in the right places for the striker is also there. He can create assists. He is also very, very bitey in the way he moves. So in my mind, in the way I look at Arsenal and what they need in this football club, I understand that they will need a centre-back, especially because Saliba has gone off and he would be out for a couple of time. They will definitely need a midfielder, and a couple of them in my mind, because I understand that Miles Lewis Kelly can do it, but I don't think it would be wise for them to do that. They also need a left winger. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't watch Arsenal every day, but I watch them enough for me to say, you need to protect your assets, and protecting your assets, just like what Hansi Flick is doing with Barcelona, bringing in Karim Adeyemi in order for him to be able to protect Lamine Yamal, bringing in or looking at Laporte in order for them to protect Kubarsi or play with Kubarsi, bringing in Anthony Gordon in order for them to protect Rafinha. Those are the things that Hansi Flick is doing to be able to just put around them or put around his squad and his best players that are good enough to also step in when he needs to give those players rest. Think about PSG. PSG just bought Lucas Digne as a backup to Nuno Mendes because they do not want Nuno Mendes playing every single match. They bought, or they are looking to buy, Yan Diomande, in order for them to protect Doué, give Yan Diomande an opportunity, give Dembele a rest, because Yan Diomande can play left, right. You get me? Those are, give Kvaratskhelia a rest. Think about how they used Warren Zaire-Emery last season. He played a lot of games in the Ligue 1, in Champions League, because he was the buffer. He was the guy that would come in when he needs to give João Neves rest, when he needs to give Vitinha rest, when he needs to give Fabian Ruiz rest. Quality players that you're able to go into the team that also get around 30 to 40 or to 45 games in a season, because his superstars and the best players are also given moments to rest, while they would be able to rest and then give themselves 100% chance in the biggest of games, fully rested and fully ready to dominate the field. That is what Arsenal are going to be doing if they bring Bruno Guimarães in. And that's the reason why I believe Bruno Guimarães is the more important signing for Arsenal this season than Vinícius Jr. Do not get me wrong. When you're talking about finances and taking the club to the next stratosphere of fanfare, of fan and fandom, Vinícius Jr. is a more attractive situation, because you can absolutely say he is the best player that a Premier League club will be signing since the Premier League have started. The only person close will be Andriy Shevchenko, because when Andriy Shevchenko came from AC Milan, he was a Ballon d'Or winner. He was dominating in AC Milan when he moved to Chelsea. Yes, it didn't work at Chelsea, but that has been the biggest name that a Premier League club has signed from the biggest clubs in Europe, in my mind, that I can remember. Usually it's the Premier League club signs them when they're younger. Cristiano Ronaldo, they play well, they do really well, and then they move to Spain, or they move to Italy, or they move to France. That's what we have seen. Henry, from Monaco to Arsenal, from Arsenal to Barcelona. You get, he was at his pomp, he moved to Barcelona. Cesc Fabregas, from Barcelona, where he was a kid, he developed the Arsenal, Barcelona back when he was in his prime. So getting Vinícius Jr. to Arsenal would absolutely be big news. It would be top notch. It would be a great seller. In fact, I would say they will sell more jerseys that they have ever sold if Vinícius Jr. is in Arsenal. That's it. However, when you say what is most important to the squad, it definitely has to be Bruno Guimarães to me. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.